So I just finished reading a sample book on the rise of Rome, and apparently the two most important abilities that the Romans had was the ability to endure and the ability to recover from catastrophe. Okay, now that's interesting because these are all, you know, they're applicable. How durable are you? If you can endure, then you can survive. If you can survive, then you can live to fight another day. And then the second one, being able to recover from the worst possible scenarios, the worst catastrophes. It makes you, makes you there in the fight. You know what I mean? Like you have more willpower than the other force against you, the opposing force. And in the end, you do good for the world. Rome did good for the world. So it's interesting. And what's interesting is how yellow my teeth are. Yeah, it's beautiful. How you like me now? It looks like a fucking like a scarecrow comes in my mouth. But anyways, Rome began between two brothers that were the nieces, were the nephews of no. It was like the grand nephew. There was a king, his brother Numitus. Numitus was dethroned. It's like fucking Lion King. Anyways, Numitus was dethroned by his brother, right? Still alive though, I believe. And his daughter, Numitus' daughter, was having children. Or her heirs, her children, would have been heirs to the throne that could, claim to be king over this guy, the uncle. I forgot his name. We can call him Claudius, because it's fitting. It's not Claudius. So, Claudius, right, puts her away and shuts her into priesthood, and she becomes like this virgin priest, but then she gets a dick anyway. And in virgins, she either gets the D from fucking Hercules. She get the Hercules dick. You get Hercules dick, the fucking Claudius's dick, or someone else's dick. I forgot the third guy's dick. Whatever. 3 different types of dicks. 3 different types of versions. Versions. So she gets 3 different types of dicks. She gets pregnant with twins, Romulus and Remus. Romulus and Remus. Romulus and Remus. I think it's Romulus and Remus. R-E-M-U-S. Remus. And, they just sent him down a river, and this fucking goddess appeared, this deity of the river, fucking picked them up, saved them, pushed them towards a shepherd. Shepherd raised them, and then, they grew up, and they got into a dispute, and the fucking Claudius figured out that, oh shit, these are fucking that nephew's kids that I thought I fucking killed. But, they didn't. They didn't get killed. Don't know why. Cause the motherfucking servant was like, the servant was ordered from Claudius to kill these 2 kids, babies, and hey, cute little babies, cute little ancestors, fucking one of the greatest republics of world history and shit. So, so they survive because of the servant. I don't know what happens to the fucking servant, but I think they get into a dispute. And the brothers gather up all the shepherds in the land, and they defeat Claudius's forces, and they kiss each other on the fucking cheek, his mom and his granddad, and they leave. Then they go and build their own fucking places on top of 2 hills, and on these 2 hills, they're like, yo, these are my fucking lines. They're like, no, these are my fucking lines. No, these are my fucking lines. And then one brother ends up killing the other. Fucking Romulus kills Remus. Basically, there's 3 different versions, but Remus crossed the line, literally like the boundary of the city, because they built cities on top of hills, so he crossed the city lines, the boundaries, and it was like fuck you, he died, or he was like fuck you, someone else killed him, or he was like fuck you and he died. 3 different types, but they're all different deaths. And then in one version, Romulus is like sad that he killed his brother, and another version he's like neutral about it. Basically, he was like not regretful with his decision. So from there, they built the city of Rome. You know what I mean? More fucking legions, and they were accepting people from like the outskirts of all the cities. You know, whoever was like a slave, a runaway, a thief, criminals, exiles. That's who they built upon. And then they built their senate through the upper class, so all the rich people. And then they built their armies off the poor people, and they were having disputes. But then they were having disputes of balance. But since the poor people made up the armies, and there were the assembly, the senate, it's called the assembly, where the rich people were at. Those rich people, they didn't like the rich people of the poor people. They didn't accept the top of the heap of like the shit, you know. But then the shits were like, yo, this is the fucking. I mean, if you want the army, you're gonna have to accept us. So they accept them, eventually. Okay, and that kept like a balance between the fucking the Republic. And then the motherfucking Romans started having some badass wars. They had wars within Latinia. Before they had like a League of Latinia, and then they were like, fuck y'all, and they killed them, and they beat that ass, and then they got into wars with the Etruscans and the Samnites and the Gauls, and they were like, suck it, and they were like mountain fighters too. But, you know, these Romans, they're fucking hill people. Fucking hills have eyes. The Romans have eyes. Suck my dick. These legions swept them. And on a little side note, actually, it's like the iconic eagle that's associated with the Romans began all the way between the two brothers that killed each other, or that ended up not agreeing with each other. That led to Remus's death. So that's how they gave each other signals and stuff. Signals of like, yo, I got food or whatever. The book didn't go into detail with that. So what the signals were used for. But the eagles began from the very beginning. The very beginning being the beginning of the fucking, this is my hill, this is your hill. Or this is my hill, this is my hill. Because they weren't like, yo, this is my hill. Hey, yo, this is my hill. Yo, this is my hill. Yo, this is my hill. Yo, this is my hill over here. Okay. Yo, this is my hill over here. That's basically what it is. Hope that makes sense. And, okay, following the Latinius Wars, they won. And then even when they lost, they weren't destroyed completely. They got sacked by Gauls, I believe. Some of them, they got sacked by a northern tribe. Northern from basically, the Typus River. The name of the hills, I don't know them, but it's like in central Italy, I believe, somewhere there near the Mediterranean, obviously near the Typus River. There were like 7 hills in total, but one of the 2 hills was like the original. So back to the last point in the story, not the last point, the last part of the part of the story where we left off. They get sacked, but they endure it. They survive. They recover. They go again. They whoop ass. They get beaten again in this narrow passage after like the 3rd Samnite War, and then they recover, and that was like their best thing. Their best ability was to endure. The ability to endure, to lose. They could lose. They knew how to lose. They were good. They weren't destroyed when they lost. And then when they came back, even stronger. City of Rome. staying strong. So, Rome is strong as fuck. Rome always comes back stronger, and always endures. You know, it's in a bad position. It's a metaphor. I want to believe it's a metaphor for fighting. You put yourself, if you're gonna train in fighting, you put yourself in bad positions. Okay. Put yourself in bad positions. All right. Like maybe you like standing. Maybe you can't use your right leg as much. You're sore, and you know, something like that. You can't use your right leg. You're sore because of leg kicks. So you gotta switch to southpaw, and fuck, right? Gotta switch to southpaw. So you know, you gotta fight southpaw. You don't know how to fight southpaw, then fuck. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to survive that shit, and then come back stronger. Come back stronger. Come back stronger. And that shit like that. Maybe you put leg weights because you're training, so you can't get fucking injured through leg kicks. So you put fucking leg weights on, you know what I mean, on one leg, and you gotta move on the other, and then switch legs, and then do both. And then the final round be fucking free. Freedom. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Fuck yeah, man. Okay, and second, for like on the ground shit, I guess you could, you know, be in back, mount, ground and pound. That's actually easier. You don't have to be as creative, but you can get creative with it. You know what I mean? Get creative with it. Put some fucking neck weights. I don't know, a thick ass gi. I don't know. Yeah, just start from a bad position, like full back control, full mount, side control, already in an arm bar. Not a fully extended arm, but like, you know, like half. They still have to break it. They have to break the grip. That, or like maybe like a Kimura or a triangle. Side control, you know, this is a good idea. Then there's since there's 4 positions in MMA, there's the standing, there's the ground, and there's clinch, and there's defense. So there's a 5th one. I don't know it. I could figure it out. If there is a 5th one, a 5th mystical one, I don't know. The 3rd. Okay, so back on track. The 3rd position that you want to put yourself, you know what I mean? Ability to endure and recover is, well, I mean, you know, I'm going to put these out and figure them out later, I guess, or think about them later. My full thoughts into them later. But my third clinch. It's in the clinch. You start off in a Muay Thai clinch and start off in like a, you know, bad double underhooks or full overhooks. Anything that's bad. And then endure that shit, endure the takedowns, endure the fucking knees to the body, to the midsection. Your liver is gonna get fucked up. All that, man, endure it. And then recover. And then get stronger. Or recover and be better than you were last time. And then defeat them, conquer them, and then allow them to live in your space. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, this is my clinch game now. I'll let you be here. Just know that I own you. Nah, just know that you're in my space. This is my space. This is my territory. Alright? You're a citizen of my city. You don't like it. It is what it is. 4th place. That sounds almost mean. But it's my city, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to win. I want to get a little better wording on that. But in the 4th area is going to be the cage. So, you know, up against the cage, fatigued, or up against the cage, you know, while he's got like he's like carrying one of your legs, or up against the cage when you're gassed. I just said the same thing basically twice. Up against the cage. What? In a guillotine. Up against the cage, you know, on your back. That sucks. Yeah, these are good ideas. Alright, well, 15-minute video. Time flew by. Good night. Good night. Yeah, no, it's daytime. Goodbye, arrivederci, au revoir, shabbat shalom, deuces. I'm out.